I want to remind everyone what you told us your mental diagnoses were. Have a look.
The official diagnosis is that I suffer from
multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, acute anxiety, a manic depressive.
I'm prescribed to Xanax, Seroquel, Gabapentin, hydroxyzine, Trazadone, omazeprazole.
Look, guys, I don't want to be on these medications. I tried to take myself off 4 times off of all of them. And I sank into the darkest depression.
I'm not even sure if all of those diagnoses that you listed off are truly what's going on, because you've seen many different people in your recovery, and people see different sides of you.
Right.
When you're huffing versus when you're not, when you're sober versus when you're not.
Right.
And they're gonna maybe sometimes make different judgments about what they're seeing and then tell you that you have a diagnosis, and perhaps you don't. And even some of those medications that you're taking don't actually address some of the diagnoses that you're saying you have. So there's a mismatch here. I mean, do you sometimes feel that way, that like perhaps it can be dialed in a little bit better so that you can be your best self?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely believe, and that's why it's all trial and error.
Right.
You know, it's all trial and error, and
Right.
you know, I had a psychiatrist tell me one time that there's no happy ending to Xanax.
Right.
Right.
You understand this. So psychologically, you may not be dependent on Xanax, but the physiological reaction that people have to Xanax is one of the concerns. And you've been on it for a long time.
Right. Actually, I stopped taking it completely for about a year, and then
When was that?
right after the rehab, I took it. I stopped taking all the medications right away, right when I got out, for like 3-4 months. Went to that dark, deep depression again. It's a very complex situation, you know, Travis, because
I agree.
there's a lot of different factors here.
There are.
There's a lot of different doctors involved in my life.
Yes.
There's a lot of trial and errors that are, so I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'll repeat myself one more time. I am tapering off of Xanax, and then it's done in 1 month. So I have to taper off of it.
You know, one of the things, and I'm just going to say this as an observer, because I am not your doctor.
Right.
I am not a psychiatrist, but having spent a lot of time with your mom and now with you, it strikes me as you have so many feelings.
Yeah.
And at times you need to numb those feelings with things like Xanax. Because what I noticed yesterday with your mom was that she's been numbing her whole life with alcohol. And the way that benzodiazepines work on the brain, very similar to alcohol. And so you've adamantly said you don't drink alcohol.
I do not drink alcohol. I do not touch alcohol.
But just because there's a, you know, and this is for the record.
They're all drugs.
And I think that's what, as I'm observing you, I'm actually proud of you for having so much insight.
Yeah.
But part of this is, since we are a television show, people watching may not understand how certain drugs work on the brain. And the truth is, when we're weaning someone off of alcohol, we'll give them sometimes these benzodiazepines.
They're going to give my mom Valium.
Xanax, Valium, Ativan.
That's what they're going to do to prevent her from having seizures in rehab.
And so it's as different as your addictions have been from your mom. In some ways, there is
a correlation.
There's a correlation. And when I'm talking to the two of you, I see together the dynamic, at times incredibly healthy, at times incredibly unhealthy. But the number one thing that I sense from the two of you is just so much pain. And dealing with that is so hard. And you feel more than most anyone
people.
I've ever met.
Yeah.
Everything is personal, everything, and it's a lot.